big turntable bridge, which spanned a large river. During most of the day, the bridge set, with its length running up and down the river, parallel with the banks, allowing ships to pass through freely on both sides of the bridge. But at certain times each day, a train would come along, and the bridge would be turned sideways across the river, allowing the train to cross. A switchman sat in a small shack on one side of the river, where he operated the controls to turn the bridge and lock it into place as the train crossed. One evening, when the switchman was waiting for the last train of the day to come, he looked off into the distance through the dimming twilight and caught sight of the train's light. He stepped to the controls and waited until the train was at a prescribed distance when he was to turn the bridge. He turned the bridge into position, but to his horror, he found the locking control didn't work. If the bridge wasn't locked securely into position, it would wobble back and forth at the ends when the train came onto it, causing the train to jump track and go crashing into the river. This would be a passenger train with many people aboard. So he left the bridge, turned across the river, and hurried across the bridge to the other side of the river, where there was a lever which he could use to operate the lock manually. He could hear the rumble of the train now, and he took hold of the lever and leaned backward to apply his weight to it, locking the bridge. Many lives depended on this man's strength. But suddenly, coming across the bridge from the direction of the control stack, he heard a sound that made his blood run cold. "Daddy, where are you?" His 4-year-old son was crossing the bridge to look for him. His first impulse was to cry out to the child, "Run!" But the train was too close. The tiny legs would never make it across the bridge in time. The man almost left the lever to run and snatch up his son and carry him to safety, but he realized there was no way he could get back to the lever in time. So he had to make a decision. Either the people on the train or his little son must die. He took just a moment to make his decision. The train sped swiftly and safely on its way, and no one aboard was even aware of the tiny, broken body thrown mercilessly into the river by the rushing train. Nor were they aware of the pitiful figure of a sobbing man, still clinging tightly to the locking lever long after the train had passed. And they didn't see him, walking home more slowly than he had ever walked in his life, to tell his wife how he had chosen to sacrifice their son. Now, if you can comprehend the emotions which went through this man's heart, you can begin to understand the feelings of our Heavenly Father when He sacrificed His Son to bridge between us and eternal life. Can there be any wonder why He caused the earth to tremble and the skies to darken when His Son died? And how does He feel when we speed along through life without giving a single thought to what was done for us through Jesus Christ? In John 3:16 it says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, so that whoever believes in Him shall not die, but have eternal life. God so loved you that he gave his only Son. When was the last time you thanked him for the sacrifice of his Son?